I'm doing all damage. You better start doing more damage. Let me get. Hey, what? Ew! Oh, I just got a headshot and jumping down. I'm an epic trick shot person. You ready? Wait, epic no scope. I'm bad no scoping. Mine's pretty good.
Nice.
I'm probably doing most of the damage. Whoa, what's that for this? No, I'm not down today. I'll eat my cactus if I have to. I'm going in, Curry. Yeah! I'll do all the damage. I got that cauldron. No,
Nice.
I do not.
This is a destruction mission.
Yay. Do I get my snow arrows back? Oh my gosh.
Select the suit you wish to pilot.
I'll get a cauldron if it's the last thing I do. But it's hard to do headshots. Can somebody help me?
Your mission is to destroy both target objectives. The mission is about to begin. All pilots, prepare to attack.
Time to get started.
Here we go. Time to attack. You got it.
Roger.
Here. Good work. Right here. Right here.
I will go for it and defeat this noob. Never mind. I will go for it and defeat this noob. Go
Not
for
bad,
it,
right?
everyone. Go
Oopsies.
Hostile units confirmed.
Select the suit you wish to pilot.
No, don't take away my health. FBI!
Area contested.
No. I will go for the defeated dude.
Enemy unit destroyed. Enemy suit spotted mid-revive. Eat that.
Unit down. Not bad.
Hostile flying unit destroyed. Can't move. Active. Do it. We've got your back. Enemy unit spotted. Activating G maneuver.
NPCs in this one?
Charge countdown has begun. Charge 3 minutes remaining. Prevent enemies from disarming the mega charge. The enemy is trying to disarm the mega charge.
Anyone out there? I need a boost. Hostiles incoming. Everyone take defensive positions.
You're always blue team when you're trying to disarm. I mean, when you're trying to arm.
7 kills confirmed. You're unstoppable.
Suit's offline. I need a jumpstart fast.
Looks like you could use a hand.
Mayday. My suit's been disabled. Get back to me.
Found our location. Enemy flyer destroyed.
My suit's offline. I need a jumpstart fast.
The mega charge countdown is nearly complete.
Careful. Area G maneuver incoming. Looks like an enemy brawler. Take evasive action.
One objective
Get away. Boys never learn.
Nasty looking brawler on their side.
your allies in rare form.
Ready to deploy.
Control of the target area.
Enemies found our location.
We've successfully captured the waypoint.
Eat this. Getting tired yet? I've got your back. How do you like this? Attacking from behind.
Enemy flyer incoming.
Mega charge countdown has begun. Defend it until the mega charge is set at objective A. Prevent enemies from disarming the mega charge. Select the suit you wish to pilot.
Ready to redeploy. Keep it together. We've got a job to do.
Oh, there's some behind me. That was just a good
Disarm
time.
the mega charge.
Should have been a good time to G-force it.
The mega charge in sector A has been disarmed. Select the suit you wish to pilot. Mega charge countdown has begun. Defend it until the mega charge is set at objective C. 3 minutes remaining.
The enemy has found our location. Kill confirmed.
Enemy G maneuver.
That ain't good.
All right. I think I'll do one more G maneuver with gun tank. So I think I've done 2 that round, so I could do one more and I'll have that max. I definitely got 5
Select the suit you wish to
KOs.
pilot.
Devour XP! Devour XP. Oh, let's go. Loaded it.
Start the clock, Command. Launching now.
Are you ready? We're dropping you back in now.
Form up, gang. It's go time.
Command, we are ready to engage.
Hit him now. Alex.
Boom, 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 boom. Sons of food. We're not the sons of anarchy. We're
The
sons of
enemy has
food.
begun their assault.
Don't get careless.
Hit him hard and don't let up. Hostile units confirmed.
Combat in progress. Deploy at once.
Shield's gotta go. I've got your back. Really taking a beating.
Careful, enemy unit has a shield. Looks like this guy's got a shield. Look how taken out. Damn it! Mayday! My suit's been disabled. Right. No lying down on the job.
No confirmed. Found our location. Enemy crawler destroyed. Spotted. I've got your back.
You darling.
Enemy sighted. Attacking from behind. The way this is activating G maneuver. Do it. We've got your back. Mayday. My suit's been disabled. Allied suit disabled. Give him a hand. Found our location.
7 kills confirmed. Stop it.
Yeah.
Put the line. Here.
Fight for control of the target area.
Nice.
Over here.
3 minutes remaining. Objective contested. Your ally is leading the charge.
Nasty looking brawler on their side.
G maneuver. Ready to deploy.
yourself get destroyed. Destroy me, please. Let me just switch to one of them.
My suit's disabled. Your ally is leading the charge.
There we go. 4. Ooh, okay. Just right in time.
Ready to redeploy.
4, 3, 2, 1. Mission complete.
And then there we go.
Is ours.
All right, Char, my friend, we got to go
That's
through
how
reading.
you do it.
Finish the boss.
Okay,
Roll out the
after
red
that boss
carpet,
is
Commander.
destroyed, then
Your
we gotta
heroes
go
are
through
headed
reading,
home.
okay? Or you die. Those are your options, okay? But the moment you leave the boss, then we gotta go through reading. Boom, like that.
Don't put lots of
Units. What do we get here? A skin. White lines. Nice. Challenges. How are the beginner challenges looking? Oh, I gotta join a rank match. At this point, they're expecting me to.
Yes!
No, I just gotta win them.
Where is that? Oh!
There you go. He's down. All right.
Can I open it?
How long will it take you? After you open the cauldron, then we gotta read. Okay.
Give me that crossbow. What does that happy ghost do? What?
Let's do that. Come on. There we go.
Oh.
All right. Hmm. Well, you got the bolt. It looks like you gotta actually get the crossbow itself. All right.
Bible!
Or an axe. Axe for everyone, part 2? We're in part 2? Alright, since what time is it that we're starting? It's almost 2, so I only need to do one section. Alright, let me chug some water. Hydration is very important. Thank you. Fix your microphone, by the way. And see, what's cool is while you're watching this, you'd be like, oh wow. While I'm reading. All right.
I did go up.
You want to see my battle pass before I start? Look how many. I'm at 43. At 44. Almost to the ends.
And I'm gonna like level 41.
Roman citizenship comes in useful. The crowd was shouting, tearing their clothes. Remember what's happening?
Yeah, I was giving a speech like, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, man, this guy does not honor the Torah and our tradition of Moses.
But it's not true.
1 second. Just wait and see.
Wow! Okay, Bob.
Crowd was shouting, tearing their clothes, and throwing dust in the air. A tribune gave orders for Paul to be brought into the barracks, and he told the guards to examine him by flogging. You know what that means, right?
No.
Like, you get the information from them by literally beating them. And so they thought he wasn't a Roman citizen,
Yes.
so he didn't have rights. Because at that time, only citizens had rights, and actually, still true today. Is okay. I don't want to get deep into it, but like you cannot call out due process if you weren't a Roman citizen. You know what due process is, right? You are innocent till proven guilty.
Alright, there's a dread.
Mm-hmm. The tribune gave orders for Paul to be brought into the barracks, and he told the guards to examine him by flogging, so that he could find out just what was the reason for all the uproar against him. As they were tying Paul up ready for the whips, Paul spoke to the centurion who was staying beside him. Is it lawful, he said, to flog a Roman citizen without first finding him guilty? When the centurion heard that, he went out to the tribune and spoke to him. What do you think you're doing? He said. This fellow is a Roman citizen. The tribune came and spoke to Paul. Tell me, he said, are you a Roman citizen? Yes, replied Paul.
No, he's like, I'm totally a Roman citizen.
He is, though.
Yeah, I know. I just joking.
Yes, replied Paul. It cost me a lot of money to buy a citizenship, said the tribune. Ah, said Paul, but it came to me by birth. The people who were about to torture Paul stepped back quickly from him. As for the tribune, he was afraid, discovering that he was a Roman citizen and that he had him tied up. On the next day, still wanting to get to the bottom of it all and to find out what was being alleged by the Jews, he released Paul and ordered the chief priests to come together with the whole Sanhedrin. He brought Paul in and presented him to
no,
them.
You ready? Can you prove it? That's what he said.
Yeah. Can you
Right.
prove it? Oh, you want me to yell it?
Yeah.
Can you prove it?
No, that's not even yelling.
Can you prove it? You're not supposed to yell in the microphones.
Okay.
Yeah. The sign in the shop selling alcohol challenges all and sundry. I was once buying a drink in one of the small bars in O'Hare Airport in Chicago and was astonished, as a bald and bearded middle-aged man, to be asked to produce proof of my age before I could be served. Apparently there was some new crackdown in progress against underage drinking. As usual with this kind of thing, as with airport security in general, 10,000 people have to go through a tedious and irrelevant ritual because one or two may be up to no good. In my own country, the laws get tighter and tighter, and whether it's in a bar or a store with a license to sell alcohol, there are all kinds of ways of asking the question, are you really old enough to do this? If you're lucky enough to look under 18, said one sign, sugaring the pill, and you still want to buy alcohol, I'm afraid we shall have to ask you to prove it. So the question presses, did Paul have to prove his Roman citizenship? If not, why didn't everyone who was about to be flogged make the same claim, in the hope that they might have been able to escape by the time the truth was discovered? Well, there were severe punishments on offer for anyone claiming untruthfully to be a citizen. Some sources say you could even be put to death for it. So there might have been simply a scare factor. You wouldn't dare try that one on, wouldn't you? But in fact, there was a way of proving it. It may have seemed unlikely that Paul still had it about his person after all he'd just been through. But there was an official badge, a double-faced tablet, made of bronze most likely, known as a diploma.
I
Th-
thought I said W for a second. Like in Roblox.
Interesting. A double-faced tablet made of bronze most likely, known as a diploma. This functioned both as a birth certificate and as a citizenship token. Maybe we are to understand that Paul might have produced such an object as the conversation was progressing. Perhaps if this were a play instead of a history, there would be an understood stage direction at this point, like someone silently producing a passport. Yes, replied Paul, feeling under his tunic and producing his diploma. This is the kind of thing that a contemporary writer might easily assume. If I say when I went through customs, I don't mention that I showed the official my passport unless I want to highlight some questions about it. But one way or another, Paul convinced first the centurion, then his commanding officer, the tribune. The tribune sounds quite doubtful. He is a first-generation citizen, and he had to pay for the privilege, something quite common under the Emperor Claudius. But Paul, for whatever reason, had not had to go that route. He had been born a citizen. Speculation abounds as to how this came about.
This morning, me and Dad were writing out the date for today. Dad showed me a history lesson about some of the months are named after Roman emperors.
It's very smart. But Paul, for whatever reason, had not had to go that route. He had been born a citizen. Speculation abounds as to how this came about. Antony had granted some Jew citizenship after it had helped him in his campaign in the middle of the 1st century. Further back, there's evidence for a Jewish presence in Tarsus in the 170s BC. And for some Jews, they're becoming Roman citizens at least 100 years before Paul's day. So it is perfectly possible that Paul's citizenship was inherited, not just by him, but by his father and even grandfather before him. Paul was, in short, well qualified for the work God had for him. A Jew of the strictest pedigree and highest biblical training, a Greek speaker and thinker and thoroughly at home with the world of ancient philosophy.
Right here,
Hmm.
I have a footrest.
Nice.
Okay, wait.
Paul was, in short, well qualified for the work God had for him. A Jew of the strictest pedigree and highest biblical training, a Greek speaker and thinker thoroughly at home with the world of ancient philosophy and rhetoric, and a Roman citizen who knew his rights under the law and was determined to use them as necessary. We already saw, discussing the incident in Philippi, what a terrifying thing it could be for a Roman soldier to discover that, even by mistake, he might have tied up, let alone flogged, a Roman citizen. Paul, asking his initial question, rubs the point in by adding, without being found guilty too. This is strictly beside the point, since the flogging was not at this stage intended as a punishment, but as simply a means of beating the truth out of the prisoner. But the point was no doubt well taken. Without a trial,
Robin's back.
yeah. Without a trial, still less a condemnation, they should not have been doing anything to a Roman citizen. Paul could turn the tables on them good and proper if they carried on, and he reported it to the high authorities. And once again, we have to ask, why is Luke rubbing this point in so strongly? Why add that final clause, which is an explanation the reader could easily have worked out for himself or herself? The tribune also was afraid, for he realized that Paul was a Roman citizen and that he had him tied up. This is more than merely the general point. The Romans tend to vindicate Christians when they're on trial. This is the very specific point. The Romans again and again vindicate Paul when charges are against him, and they are careful to treat him properly as a citizen should be treated. Of course, there is a second-order problem which we want to press. The casual way in which torture was accepted as normal, as a way of getting at the truth on the assumption that unless someone was screaming in agony, their natural tendency would be to lie, ought to be as shocking to us as it was obvious a part of daily life to them. We dread to think of the number of perfectly innocent people down the years, not only of the Roman Empire, but of several other regimes, ancient and modern, who have been put through terrible suffering for no good reason except that nobody could think of a more sensible way of dealing with whatever problem was pressing. Paul, claiming his exemption as a citizen from this barbarity, must have known that had he not been a citizen or not been able to prove it, he would have had to go through it, and therefore that lots of other people had done and would again. There was the rack, the thong, the whips, the thongs, the whip. They were not, we assume, gathering dust, a normal part of everyday barracks life. perhaps enjoyed all the more by the guards because it meant they could take it out on some local or other as a representative of the stupid people they were supposed to be policing. Might Paul perhaps have pressed home his advantage and told the Tribune that actually the system as a whole was rotten and ought to be abandoned? Forget it. As with the fashionable idea that the New Testament writers approved of slavery itself, on the grounds that if they hadn't, they would have protested against it, such suggestions proceed, to be honest, from the comfortable armchair people who have never faced the realities of life under pressure on the ground, or have never tried in imagination to live even for a minute in the real world of antiquity. Of course, Paul and the others disproved of slavery. Their controlling narrative, the great Jewish Exodus story, was precisely a story about a God who, as the supreme revelation of his own character, rescued people from slavery. Of course, they disproved of torture. Their even greater controlling narrative, the story of the cross and resurrection of Jesus, focused specifically on this cruelty and injustice of his torture and death, and on the victory over the entire system which was declared when he rose from the dead. Yes, there is a time for protest and a time to drive through reforms whether people are truly ready for them or not. But yes, too, the far greater reform is to teach whole communities so to live by these controlling stories that an inner revulsion will stop them from ever going near such practices again. Would that these stories were having that effect throughout today's world. Well,
Oh yeah.
so what did Paul say when they're about to bind him up?
I'm righteous.
Right.
And
And,
they're like,
and they were afraid.
they're like this.
It's crazy cool that Rome, in a sense, they believe in justice. And moments that injustice are about to happen to them, he reminds them of the justice, of the true justice that they should be upholding. All right, we can start. Or you want to do your own thing?
Now I'm good for you.
You want to join me? Oh, okay.
It's still fun, okay? But
But it's flipping Roblox.
the flipping tables.
That's a pretty cool skin, though. 30 seconds later.
No, 5 hours later.
Actually, while waiting for you.
Just click right in a blue.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I got an emote.
Emo!
And-
It's gonna take. No, faster!
Greetings.
Go faster, go faster. Go faster, go faster. Faster, go faster. Go faster, update! Yay. Is that just a Steam update, or is it actually a new?
No, that was an update for. They added. You'll see they added a bunch of stuff for. Like if you look at your icons. Player.
New graphics?
So they added no, not him. You'll see the stuff they added.
Alright, terrified. Hey, actually logs in after an update. You don't have to put in the code or anything.
Let me know when you're ready.
I need to open my PlayStation. Oh my gosh!
Just hit pick all on the bottom right.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that was the witch from. It's like an update for some sort of Gundam thing. The witch from Mercury.
My beast. out of here, bro. Okay, buddy.
All right. You let me start the match?
Yeah, but like he's like,
Wrestling.
he's wrestling his own thing. Yeah, you bitch. The jump rope. Whee!
This is
Whack-a-mole.
a domination mission.
Let it whack-a-mole now. I'm definitely grabbing it over here.
I'm gonna be the LMG guys. I have 3 missions where I can
LMG?
complete
What?
stuff.
Gundam.
The one with the who can smoke himself, make himself invulnerable.
Select the suit you
Oh,
wish to
no.
pilot.
This guy.
Yeah, that
Hmm, hmm,
I literally have extra ammo that looks like
hmm,
fish ammo.
Hmm.
That's what it literally is.
hmm, 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 hmm. Boom, 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 boom.
Let's go get him.
Your goal is to capture the target waypoints. Warning.
Get over here!
All hands to battle stations. Hostiles incoming.
Got it. Protect the target. Over here.
Pay attention. This won't take long.
Well, they're all slapping our stickers on the wall.
Yay! Okay, that one should be over now.
All right, now we go A.
The enemy has begun their assault.
Don't get careless.
These brats are something to remember.
Combat in progress. Deploy at once.
I get so much hits, bro. Enemy unit destroyed, right? Thank you. Yeet! Holy crap! Nope. Okay. Yeah, teamwork, Curry!
We've captured objective A.
Area capture. Enemy unit.
Oh, yeah!
Located a hostile.
I like grabbed it and destroyed it, bro. I
Nice.
started like grab and destroy,
Big
basically.
old shield on that bogey.
Booga!
Found an enemy unit.
Attack!
Roger. Found an enemy unit.
Wow.
Our forces have
Our foes are less impressive.
No. Ow.
Never liked odd numbers. Let's go for an even half dozen. I've got your back.
Quite impressive.
target changed to objective B.
To objective B! There's zero.
Found them.
No. OP idea. Get behind here. Oh! No! No, buddy! No! Bitch.
7 kills confirmed. Unstoppable.
Area capture.
Blown all the stops.
How do you like that? New record.
I expected nothing less.
Hoo-yah!
How do you like this? Team maneuver. Let's do this.
Hey, fucking up. Yeah!
Hostile flying unit.
Epic
destroyed.
idea,
Enemies at the
man.
rear. Let's see how they like this.
I tend to win. Yeah! No bazooka for you! No bazooka for you! Gonna pop the mushroom.
Yes, love?
Objective A. We've captured objective
Yeah,
A.
that's fine.
Keep pushing.
He's opened up the back garage door and he can just go back and forth.
Objective A.
Oh god.
Now entering overtime. Area contested.
You will die.
It all comes down to this. Let's kick this up a notch.
Yeah.
Complete.
That's how we round one.
High five.
Seems like whenever I get off for a while and then go back on, we always win.
You're welcome. Okay.
Select the suit you wish to pilot.
Honestly, I think this character is gifted.
Hmm.
He's like, I go back.
Get over here.
It's literally Call of Duty mixed with Fortnite and Overwatch with robots. Funny, right? A lot of first-person
Start the
shooters
clock, Command.
mixed
Launching
into
now.
a robot
Oh, well,
first-person.
Char, I just need you to know that Fortnite was not the first FPS.
Form up,
Yeah,
gang.
I know.
First person
time.
shooters.
Yeah, I know. This just seems like it's mixed.
I mean,
with it.
maybe that was the first FPS that you've seen growing up, but I've
You seen the other
I've
one?
seen hundreds of first person shooters.
Yeah, look at these tiny battle tanks, Fury. Tiny ones. No way.
Preparations complete. Pilots, begin your assault.
Well, wait, it changed.
Great. Let's go.
Fight well, pilot.
Oh, look back in front of that.
Oh! Gosh. Yeah, yeah! Oh, ow. Ow, only one in my toe. Good. Going in sneak attack, you ready? Yeah! Yeah! Booga, 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 booga. That kinda
The way
helpful,
this is
right?
going.
No, 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 no.
Objective contested.
What? How you go?
Fight for control of the target area.
Found an enemy unit.
Yeah! Stick tack, buddy! I told you I'd get stick tack on you!
Area captured.
No gun take! I told you you're gonna lose. Watch you!
Target changed to objective C.
Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh! Keeping up right now.
Just scratch. The enemy has found our location.
Oh gosh, Dragon Sniper! Yeah, get out here. Time to see a time of day, get it? Oh, ow, ow, oh, 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 oh,
Area contested.
Oh, I lost.
Captured objective C.
Nice.
I'll really be on top. I'm being on top, okay?
Long-range G maneuver.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Your ally is leading the charge.
Just scratch. The enemy has found our location. Kill confirmed.
3 minutes remaining. Target changed to objective B.
Nice.
Capture
And
objective
just-
B.
No, I was saying about you trying to shoot that's already down, bro. Nope. Don't actually affect me.
Kick this up a notch.
No way to get focus. You ready? There's no way that to go fall for it! Oh my gosh, it fell for it! Okay, now I'm just gonna hide, but no. No! Stop it, unicorn! Stop it! Nope. Ooga. Listen, show my ult though.
Oh,
Goodness me! That is subject to video game level up. Isn't it?
that's not bad time for his ult.
Yeah!
Alright, let's push C to victory.
Haha!
1
Unicorn!
minute remaining.
It's not tough as you fall, you huh?
Area capture.
Fight for control of the target area. Take this round.
Faster!
We're almost done.
Went around in circles. Oh yeah! Request repair, please. Request.
My suit is disabled.
Stop it!
Only one
well,
in
who cares?
Bye bye.
Victory is ours.
Ain't that something?
Boom. Victory is ours.
Of course.
Good job, teams.
But please, I'm not in the board. But how am I not in the board?
You had a really good team. Because I feel like I did pretty well too, but we just had a good team.
I'm gonna look at my mission real quick. Win once, 3 times ago, weekly. I didn't go fishing Roblox.
Okay,
Yeah, Roblox.
sounds good to me.
Roblox.
All right, I'll try one rank match. Oh, oop, you cancel since you left. Let me make sure, move from party.
No, box Cindy. And box some people. Get it, box.
Oh, I just got a supply. I don't like it.
Diamonds.
Oh, it's not diamond. It's just a cheap blue. It's so funny because I just love that. I love that more than all the fancy ones.
Actually,
Mm-hmm.
bruh. If I like the gold and emerald one. Ooh.
Dude, this reminds me of. Charlie, can you turn down your thing, please? Thank you.
Yeah. I like her like. You wanna fight me in boxing, bruh? Who wants to fight me? What level?
Let's get that out of the way.
Well, I fight level 30. Am I like a noob or something? Sure, I'll fight you. Yeah, fight you, bruh. I'm gonna win.
Oh yeah, got things I can do.
Yeah.
While waiting for.
This is a domination mission.
I'm not gonna win. They keep a free record going.
All right, thermal plant. long range. You gotta always make sure there's a sniper on the team.
You asked for it, buddy.
This time I'll be building for team comp, map comp.
Select the suit you
Not.
wish to pilot.
Where's
Alright.
Glitch?
See
I'm
if someone
not
feel
gonna
confident enough to be the sniper.
Yeah. Right. Who cares? It's like, oh, you wait for it. I'd rather play islands.
I'll do it. I'm not the best sniper, but this is one of those maps where
Good.
you have to. It's generally you have to have a sniper because it's just long corridors
Clock
and you get.
command. Launching now.
Oh wait, never mind. I'm thinking a different
Select
map.
the suit you wish to pilot.
Sure, I'll be. Oh, someone's him. Yeah.
Select the suit you wish to
Actually-
pilot.
Mr. Mustache. Since we're fighting for points.
The enemy has begun their assault.
Let's turn the tables.
Intercept as soon as they're
Yeah.
in range.
That was your best work, pilot.
All my family literally just
Objective A.
The enemy has found our location. Enemy brawler
Mr.
destroyed.
Beast.
Okay, we got point. I'm gonna stand back here.
Break.
Enemy unit
Our forces have the advantage. Objective contested. Target changed to Objective C.
I came here to learn that.
Enemy flyer destroyed. Kill confirmed.
Enemy confirmed. Tough and tanky shield user over here. We've got incoming.
Ah!
hostile sight.
Capturing Objective C.
Let's kick this up a notch.
Time to shine. Got a hostile nearby.
Enemy unit enemy flyer spotted.
gosh.
Light control of the party area.
What? You just walked at me.
All right, let's get A back and call it a day.
Got a tough and tanky shield user over here.
Yeah, A.
Round
You miss. You miss. Never mind.
That's
you
round
didn't
one.
miss. You miss. You miss. You miss. Nom, 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 nom. I ate my bread. Wait, if I eat bread, how to heal me that fast? It's not real.
Select the suit you wish to
I
pilot.
need to eat my pizza.
Hmm.
Good. I'll save my last pizza.
It's like perfect for this.
Oh,
Has an
yeah.
anti-melee CC.
Good.
Can
Only
get
at the
close.
wrong time.
Can just do continual snipes. I like this guy. Got heals.
Let's go get 'em.
Box, bro.
Tactical says you're doing well. Keep going.
Roger that. Ready to go when you are.
Watch my back out there, would you?
I literally do all the
Preparations
I'll
complete.
get nothing.
Pilots, begin your assault.
Time to go.
Executing mission.
Good luck out there.
I'll get another cauldron. Yeah! Yeah! Another cauldron. an auto click.
Area captured.
/ story of Roblox.
Moving on.
Gotta reload.
Fight for control of the target area. Now entering overtime.
Not over yet.
Mission complete. Victory is ours.
And that's how you do it.
Good work, everyone.
Oh, good to know. That's poison powers.
Good job, Cindy.
I'll eat all my booze. Extra health. I bet it's like, oh, he's cheating. He's just an auto clicker. That doesn't make it an epic gamer, but it does.
Hey, just playing video games in itself makes you an epic gamer. Don't anyone else tell you otherwise. You enjoy what you enjoy.
I understand up by thinking like, oh, he's just an auto clicker.
Nah, it's
Yes.
Roblox. I don't think people think too deeply about the meta, about what's fair.
This is a
Oh,
point
wait.
capture mission.
Extra epic strat in Arsenal. Use an auto click, and then everybody can beat you. And that's your winner in epic game after FPS.
Select the suit you wish to pilot.
I will get more than one cauldron. Yo! I got enough cauldron!
All right, quickly use restroom.
Defend the target locations and prevent them from being captured. Warning, enemy attack imminent. All hands to battle stations. Hostiles incoming.
Got it. Protect the target.
Should go just fine.
Stay Curry. Stay Curry. Curry, started. It's dead, by the way.
Oh. I'm coming, guys.
You abandoned your own team?
Not abandoned, it's nature called. Nature.
You're nature.
Thank you.
This will be my king. This will be my king.
Come on.
How do you like that?
The enemy is capturing area contested.
The way this is.
Hostile activity increased. They've nearly captured the objective.
Oh.
Ghosty friends, good? You like him?
Select the suit you wish to pilot.
Gun off points. Oos. And we're generally together now. Together forever. That's what we are.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
I officially have ghosty friends.
Cool.
These are all my ghosts out my house.
Well, that's a lot in there. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, wow, that's a good revive. Oh, gosh.
I'm hit bad. I need repairs. Here it comes.
Anything more XP?
Has captured objective A. Reposition and defend objective B.
Enemy unit spotted.
I'll make all the door. Billions.
Let's kick this up a notch. Takes a while.
I made 10 pieces. So far, it's good.
Sighted an enemy unit. That looks like a shield.
I was able to zoom around him, but
I can fish and make a bamboo jungle.
The enemies used their G maneuver.
Stop it.
Charged.
Good.
Hmm.
I officially turned my house into a bamboo jungle.
nice.
You know it.
You love bamboo, that's true.
Really taking a beating.
Bamboo everywhere! Fuck it. No, Fury. You're so dumb right now.
Take this. I've got your back.
Fansha!
An enemy with a shield.
Now the fan held up by bamboo. Fury. Fan.
Yeah, there's not too many ways to go around people. This map's not great with this
Ready to
character.
redeploy.
So what I'm going to do is just going to charge them with my ult, switch characters. Probably switch the unicorn.
Your allies in rare form.
Activating G maneuver.
There we go.
Flip the line. Got a disabled suit over here. Can I get a revive?
Select the suit you wish
There
to
we
pilot.
go. It's Gundam time. Gundam Unicorn time.
Ready to redeploy.
The enemy is using
I hope
area
fans get
G
me
maneuver.
bamboo.
3 minutes remaining.
Guess I love bamboo.
Enemy unit spotted.
Backup has arrived.
It's my bamboo
Much
friend.
appreciated.
Good. Got a hostile here.
It is.
Backup has arrived.
So good.
Starting repair. Gotta
Never
reload.
whenever I want. That's it.
Bad. The enemy has found their location. The way this is. I've got your back.
What's this tiny guy? This gonna be
Body
his
repair.
name?
I don't know.
From my
Select the
luxurious
suit you wish
house.
to pilot.
Candy, go right there. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, for instance, how does Frag get in my house? Get out of my house, buddy.
Backup has arrived.
Area detected.
Starting repair. Attacking from behind.
Area contested.
Enemy unit sighted.
Are you not?
Boom, 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 boom,
Fine, I'll just.
boom, boom, boom.
Bedwars.
The enemy has found our location.
Just off the boy. Bedwars, bro. Yeet!
1 minute remaining.
Yeah, well, this map is very linear. So there's not too many like ways to go around and kind of pretty much shoot him in the back kind of thing. Like you want with the other guy, you want to be shooting him in the back.
You know, right? Wonder if I had Halloween themed fish. Yeah, Halloween.
Oh,
Select the suit you wish to
that'd be
pilot.
interesting. Like ghoul themed.
Yeah, like ogre fish, stuff like that.
Requesting revival. Nearby pilots, please.
God damn it! Yay! Wow, that's living your life. It's just that easy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now entering open. Control of the target area. Round complete.
How much aquamarine?
I'll take it.
67.
Oh,
I got 67 aquamarine shards. I can't know salmon.
Select the suit you wish to pilot.
Can't know salmon.
so these are all very great linear characters, and that's what you want.
I can't catch a fish right now.
Okay. So these are all like very so like group up linear maps. You want this is a good roster.
Okay, now.
Start the clock, command.
I'm fine
Launching
with that
now.
task. Okay, let's do it.
Tactical says you're doing well.
I like
Keep going.
12 feet in real life.
Roger that.
So
Ready to go
bad.
when you are.
I'm counting on all of you.
Here.
Now, fishy.
Over here.
Ooh, red snapper, ocean fish. Wait. This isn't an ocean, why is there a red snapper? Ooh, no good chest. This is my lucky day of chests. I'll make it short.
Oh, absolutely. Let me
He said chest.
trying to think if I have any. Probably don't have any salsa left. Is
Stop
this the
it.
Chewy special?
Stop it, fish.
No. Okay. Not the same,
Preparations
but
complete.
still good. Thank you.
Pilots, begin your assault.
Great. Let's go.
Understood.
Fight well, pilot.
That's one health.
No, that is like how many people I'm resing. I mean, giving aid. Thank you.
Stop
Put it
it,
right there.
fish! Stop moving around! That salmon's hard to catch. In real life, it's even harder though.
Backup has arrived.
I wish fishing was this easy in real life. All I have to do is wait a couple seconds and get fish on and there's a chance of getting fish. Fishing is that easy in real life.
Compromise.
And I just get to punch them.
Capturing the objective.
Sighted an enemy unit.
Body
How
repairs.
should I? How come they should take it slow? Who knows?
All troops, press the advantage.
Hello.
Hey, Justin.
I'm to see what you were doing.
Yeah, we're doing some good old Gundam.
Well, I mean,
To capture
Ah.
the objective.
Would you like to join?
Robots.
Robots.
Shield's gotta go.
Yeah, in a sec.
Okay, sweet. So after this, we need to do reading after this match, and then
Lend a hand.
we'll do another series of robots.
now correct that. Stop around.
Flip the line. Got a disadvantage over here. Can I get a revive?
Yeah, it's you and fish bait. Yay!
I'm back in action.
I don't know if I can.
May I just have to wait until after?
Yeah.
I I like it. It's just a giant piece of burrito on your desk.
Good work. Keep up the pressure.
No! Stop moving around chest! Thank you! I got another two.
Mission complete.
Woohoo!
Fish level
All right.
11!
Victory.
Sounds good.
Fish, 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 fish. It's, of course it smells like a burrito. It actually smells really good. That burrito smells like so good. Ah!
You want to try it?
No. Another salmon.
It's like this. So Robin went to a different breakfast place, a burrito place. And compared to the burrito I just had, this one is like really disappointing.
So it's bad?
It's not bad per se. It's just not better.
I want to leave now.
It's true. No automatically boot me.
You'll automatically kick you because that's what you need to do. Kick yourself. Let's keep getting more XP every time.
What does XP do in islands?
Alright. Need to look at this real quick. Big plenty of obsidian blocks. Pick 10 apples. Oh, real. Leary! Guess what? A new hill. Where's that chest? Where'd I go, bro? Exit the portal! Definitely not the right one. Gotta say that's chest. Where do I go? It's where do I like go to avoid this? Do I like jump in a void? Big FF. Here we go. Wow! The daily record. Somewhere. I need to go home.
All right, Char.
Take a look at my quest.
That's quite the quest list.
Find it.
It's extensive. And they're all like the things that like hurt my ears to look to see.
But I don't know where this goes.
Okay, well, we just gotta. All right, it's time for us to read though.
Wait, can I look up how to get to the place?
Sure, you can look it up.
Wait. Good. Hang on.
All right.
How to spell void?
VOID. You have to put islands or something because that is so broad. There's that game is not just the only one that does things with
How to spell islands?
ISLAND.
Wait.
There you go. If you want plural, you put S. There you go. All right. Well, looks like there's videos. There look like there's a Roblox fandom there. But before you start reading, we gotta, or watch that video, we gotta go through.
But it's loading. I can tell. Tell me like 1 minute.
But still, we're at time.
Okay.
Would you like me to start?
Yeah.
Are you tooting or something?
No.
All right. What part's this?
Bible.
All right. So what has happened?
They were like kind of loving. Like I want to
Mm-hmm. And then what? At the very end, what did he do? He brought. Yeah, the Tribune, right? The Sanhedrin all together to present their case, what they have against Paul. Like, why are you so angry at him? Why can't you guys just get along? Paul before the Sanhedrin. Paul looked hard at the Sanhedrin. My brothers, he said, I have conducted myself before God in a completely good conscience all my life up to this day. Ananias the high priest ordered the bystanders to strike Paul in the mouth. God will strike you, you whitewashed wall, said Paul to Ananias. You are sitting to judge me according to law, and yet you order me to be struck in violation of the law? You are insulting the high priest. You are insulting the high priest? Asked the bystander. My brothers, replied Paul, I didn't know he was the high priest. Scripture says, of course, you must speak evil of the rulers of your people. Paul knew that one part of the gathering were Sadducees, and the other part Pharisees. So you remember who the Sadducees were?
Yeah.
Where were they?
Oh, never mind.
They were the ones who run the temple.
Oh.
And the Pharisees were What were the Pharisees?
That is of the temple.
No. That's the Sadducees.
Oh.
You know what the Pharisees are?
No.
They were kind of like a pressure group. Like so kind of like people, people who put up signs.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. They're like those kind of people. And they have lots of influence.
Okay.
Very smart Bible people.
Yeah.
But here's the thing you're going to learn is one group does not believe in the resurrection. Which one do you think that is?
Sadducees.
Good job. My brothers, he shouted to the Sanhedrin, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee. This trial is about the hope, about the resurrection of the dead. At these words, an argument broke out between the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and they were split amongst themselves. The Sadducees deny that there is any resurrection or any intermediate state of angel or spirit, but the Pharisees affirm them both. There was quite an uproar, with some of the scribes from the Pharisees' party standing up and arguing angrily. We find nothing wrong in this man. What if a spirit spoke to him, or an angel for that matter? Faced with another great riot, the tribune was worried that Paul was going to be pulled in pieces between them. He ordered the guards to go down and snatch him out of the midst of them and bring him back up into the barracks. On the next night, the Lord stood by him. Cheer up, he said. You have given your testimony about me in Jerusalem. Now you have to do it in Rome. Ever since the French Revolution, politics has been seen in terms of a far left-right spectrum. The further left you go, it is assumed, the more you'll favor freedom from constricting and aristocratic authority, loose structures, plenty of voting about everything, and ultimately anarchy. The further right you go, it is equally assumed, the more you will want a controlling government, producing law and order, proper and firm justice, plenty of people to tell you what to do, and ultimately dictatorship.
Okay, wait.
You ready?
Boogie ready.
No. Of course, pressed too far, this doesn't work. When a left-wing government gets into power, it quickly passes all kinds of laws to tell people very precisely what they may and may not do. When the right-wing government gets into power, they may very well be under pressure to allow for a good measure of freedom for the business community at least. And many may want to reject big government, which often means government by interfering bureaucrats. Life is never quite as simple as we think. But when faced with a passage like this, left and right know pretty well what they think Paul ought to have done. The left think he should have continued with his denunciation of the high priest, and the right think he should have been more ready to accept proper authority. Of course, since most modern New Testament scholars have inclined to the left, one tends to hear the former view more frequently. But again, things were not that simple. This little passage has the ring of truth, first century Jewish and the Pharisaic truth. Provides an object lesson in how a Jew like Paul thought about the structures of power in society. The first and most obvious thing is that someone, this man standing there looking important, has ordered a guard to strike him on the mouth. This means, by the way, you are blaspheming. You're obviously telling lies. You have no right to be speaking in your own defense. Now, Paul knows the Jewish law as well, or perhaps even better than the man giving the order, and so he answers him at once, not, I think, with a burst of bad temper, but with a solemn denunciation. You are ordering me to be struck? If you do that, God will strike you. You are like those people the trumpet spoke about, a wall that's rotten inside, but which has been whitewashed over to look all right, until the moment you come tumbling down. It's very instructive on this point, denunciating specifically the prophets who give false promises, saying peace, peace, where there is no peace. And Paul rams his point home. You're supposed to be judging me according to law, but you're cutting off the legal branch you're supposed to be sitting on if you then order me to be struck, because that's against the law. So far, Paul has right on his side, or so it seems, but he has not considered the possibility that the man giving the order is actually the high priest himself. We assume that Ananias cannot have been wearing any distinctive sign of his office, and that Paul would not have been expected to know which member of the ruling clan happened to be holding office at the time. It was, after all, a good 20 or more years since he had last had contact with the high priest. But when it is pointed out who Ananias is, with the tart remark that Paul has just insulted the highest official in the Jewish system, he is quick to apologize, not for the sentiment, but because it was expressed to someone whose office ought to be respected. I know the law, the scripture. It says, you shall not speak evil of the rulers of your people. Paul respects the office, though clearly not the present holder of it. Paul thus manages to hold together two things which people often find difficult. On the one hand, I'm itching my eyes. My eyes are all suddenly getting a little itchy.
Booga booga. 5 seconds. Booga booga.
On the one hand, he certainly will respect the office. Without that, chaos has come again. That is the long and the short of his famous passage in Romans 13. God wants the world to be governed because he wants people to live in peace and justice. And if you don't have structures of justice, then the bullies, the extortionators, oh, am I having a hard time with that word, I guess, today.
Extortioners.
Extortioners.
You said it right.
Extortioners.
You said it right.
The extortioners and the rest will always win. The problem, of
Wait.
course. Are you hydrating? It's. Look over there. Look over there. All right. You got your hydration.
Get your check when I finish. Look.
Hmm.
Is it ready?
The problem, of course, is when those structures become structures of injustice. But the present passage meets that question head on. The fact that you must respect the structure does not rule out, but rather actually includes the duty to remind the people currently operating the structures that it is that they ought to be doing, and for that matter, not doing. This is not the first and will not be the last time when Paul provides some object lessons in basic political theology. This in turn gives us a graphic illustration of what it means to say, as Paul does in his opening, and to Ananias' offensive remark, I have conducted myself before God in a good conscience my whole life. This does not mean I have never done anything wrong. It means whenever I have done anything wrong, I have immediately done whatever was necessary to put it right, including, as here, apologizing for a sin of ignorance. That was precisely the kind of thing that the sacrificial system was designed to deal with. This belief in the calling God to rulers to do justice in the present was, for a Pharisee, grounded ultimately in the future when, so they believed, God would set everything to rights, would restore all things, would make a new creation, would raise the dead to live in it. That would be the final judgment, and all other judgments would be in some measure or other anticipate that one. That was not presumably how the Sadducees saw the matter, since they didn't believe in resurrection, or indeed in a new creation, or indeed, so it seems, in any kind of life after death at all, or perhaps only the shadowest verity. And Paul, knowing this and perhaps realizing that he's never going to get much of a hearing out of this bunch if they aren't even willing to let him say his first sentence without resorting to what is infumically, another word, I guess. Today's the day I have trouble with words.
Yay!
Well, welcome to my stream.
Booga booga. Boom, boom.
Euphemistically.
Euphemistically.
Booga booga.
Euphemistically.
Booga.
Euphemistically. Euphemistically.
Booga.
You sure?
Yes, I do. Booga.
Okay. How do you say that word?
Booga.
Okay. We'll look it up again.
Euphemistically.
Euphemistically. So look at that. Euphemistically. to what is euphemistically called judicial violence. Decides to release his biggest cat into a room full of self-important pigeons. Resurrection, he shouts. That's what this trial is all about. That is the great hope for which we Pharisees have always stood up. The issue before us is the resurrection of the dead. That is more or less the equivalent of someone in a crowded and heated political meeting in a violent Southern American state suddenly producing a Confederate flag and waving it around. Some will always rally to it, whatever else they think about the person doing the waving. Whatever other substantive issue people might have expected to discuss will be lost in the melee. And this in turn brings us back where we were in 4:2, where the Sadducees were highly annoyed that the apostles were teaching resurrection and saying that it had already begun in Jesus. But the Pharisees, we don't know what proportion of the court were on the other or were one or the other, at once see a call to rallying points. They can't let this side down. Knowing that Paul claims that Jesus has been raised from the dead, they obviously are not about to go that far, but they are prepared to come halfway. Anyone who believes in ultimate resurrection, of course, has to believe that somehow God holds those who have died in some form of continuing life while they wait the resurrection. There are various ways of saying this. A famous one is to speak about the soul, as the Wisdom of Solomon, a Jewish book of this period, does in its 3rd chapter. The two options the Pharisees prefer is to talk, as we saw in 12:15, of an angelic existence, or to talk to someone's spirit still being alive and awaiting resurrection. So since they certainly won't agree that Jesus has actually already been raised bodily from the dead, they are prepared to allow that maybe the person whom Paul met on the road to Damascus was the angel or the spirit of this person, Jesus, still alive and waiting resurrection, along with everyone else on the last day. And if this is what Paul is standing up for, why then they are prepared to line up and support him? The tribune realizes it's no good. He may, we suppose, be a bit exasperated with Paul for participating in this off-topic discussion, but that's how it goes. So he brings him back to the barracks to stop him being torn apart, like the child in Solomon's judgment, with the Sadducees and the Pharisees each claiming part of it. Once again, the moment of crisis becomes the moment of vision. As in Corinth, so now in Jerusalem, the Lord stands by Paul. These moments of realization, of clarity, of inner sight have been all important for Paul, just as they have been for countless Christians ever since. It is remarkable when you start talking about this kind of thing, how many people will say, yes, that's funny, I remember when such and such happened, and out they will come with a similar moment when suddenly the clouds rolled away and they knew, they heard, they perhaps even saw. We Christians often sell ourselves short by quietly forgetting these moments, or not talking about them, for fear other people won't understand or will think we're making it all up. And the word this time is encouraging indeed, and provides a key turning point in Luke's plot. Paul is not, after all, to die in Jerusalem. His sense of vocation to go to Rome was genuine. He isn't promised a comfortable ride, but he will get there, and must do there what he has done here, bear witness. And the word for witness, as we have seen before, is a word from which we get martyr. So, what does bear witness mean? It also means to testify. So it's like when you see something, let's say you see a car accident,
Okay.
and the police officer then asks you what happened. You are testifying. But also a martyr is also called witness because they then are killed for testifying to telling about Jesus. Yeah, we can start. Maintenance in progress. Maintenance in progress.
I was waiting for you to notice. By the way.
Can I watch this YouTube video?
So you don't get to continue.
Can I watch-
More reading.
More reading. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Maybe low. That voice.
How did the maintenance
Oh.
finish or something?
Now you know where it's at.
I'll just keep this open just in case. If I forget.
Oh, interesting. So Alt F4. Oh,
I just need to go visit somebody's island, so I'm just gonna.
that's cool. All right, we're gonna see if Gundam's maintenance has boom.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, it just started.
The maintenance.
Yep.
I missed you. No flipping way.
Oh, you're not playing today. Nope, maybe not.
Can you
Nah.
have a portal for me or
10:31.
something?
What is
I need a
PSC?
portal, please. Okay.
Apparently they started the maintenance a little early then.
Hmm. All right.
Might as well play Roblox now. Okay.
Must say no, thank you.
Because there was a notification emergency maintenance today.
Where's your... Do you have a portal for me? Need a portal?